He's been around for a very long time. I'm not saying he's a vampire, but his dressing room, no mirrors. No mirrors. Come on down. Just in case, we keep garlic all around the studio, just in case. No. Really? I would have said it was more than that. Spay and neuter your pets. Anyway, the being the vampire, right? Bob Barker's going to kick my ass one day, isn't he? See, the thing is, you can be mean about Al-Qaeda and people are like, mean about Bob Barker? They're like, Anyway, I'd be a vampire. I don't fancy it. It seems like a horrible job. Drink blood, get no sex, only come out at night. It's like my job. It's exactly like this job. The other thing with it, vampires are always immaculately dressed, right? They're always clean-shaven. They're always very... But they can't see their own reflection in the mirror. You'd think their beards would be all patchy and shaven cuts, and their capes would be on crooked. You see what I'm doing here? I'm blowing a hole in the otherwise airtight logic of the undead half-man, half-bat legend. Up until now, it's been completely credible. You know, they say vampires can only be killed through a stake through the heart, right? That's how you kill a vampire, stake through the heart. You can kill anybody with a stake through the heart. That doesn't make you a vampire. You stick a stake through someone's heart, they're going to die. So, I thought he was a vampire. Well, he died. Well, yes! You're going to die. No, he was definitely a vampire. Look, I put a stake through his heart and he died. Yes! So anybody would. Try putting a stake through your own heart. Oh, vampire, see how you get on. How do they make this stuff up? Is there a lab somewhere? Do the FDA have a lab? What are we going to do to kill the vampire? We have to figure out how it's done. Well, try hitting him on the side of the head with a poppy seed bagel. How does that do it? No, all right. Try a stake through his heart then. Oh, yes, that'll do it. That kills him. I'm just saying. Anyway, my first exposure to vampires, the first time I ever saw vampires, on the TV and stuff, was in the British horror movies from the 1950s. They used to make Hammer horror movies. They were all kind of low-budget British movies. Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Vincent Price was sometimes in them as well. Basically, the story was always the same. Vampire, menacing vampire, attacking a woman who was quite happy about it, really. It was always a woman, a very busty woman with a heaving bosom, who was kind of like, here, don't do that, you naughty vampire. Be gentle. It's kind of like Benny Hill with blood. There was lots of... Here, what's going on? And these women were gorgeous. You'd want to bite them even if you weren't a vampire. Maybe I'll bite them. I don't know. You'd want to do that motorboat thing, though, wouldn't you? That thing. That thing. Oh, come on, everybody likes that. You know what? I'm convinced that's the only thing that men and women all agree on. The motorboat thing. Everybody loves it. Anyway, look, the vampires is really what I'm talking about. Yes. Now, we are exposed to vampires all through our lives. From the very beginning, our children learn to count with a vampire. They count on Sesame Street. I am not sure that's appropriate. One heaving bosom. Two heaving bosoms. Oh, come on. Anyway, last fall, I was actually in a vampire movie. I don't know if you know, in the CBS Emmy, Oscar, Pulitzer Prize winning movie, Vampire Bats. I was in it. In the CBS TV movie. You don't know that? Oh, yeah. It was viewed by over 10 people. And I played the plum role of Fisherman Number 1. Perhaps you remember my line, "Them bats has gone crazy." I'm not kidding, I was in this movie. And the movie had a serious flaw. This is what I tried to explain to CBS. There were no vampires in it, just vampire bats. Nobody gives a rat's ass about vampire bats. They want vampires with a cloak and the teeth and the hair. There was some flying rat. It's the same that no one cared about the CBS movie Locusts. Do you remember that? CBS did a movie last fall, Locusts. But the locusts are coming, they're going nuts. Locusts are vegetarians. You see a problem here? Quick, guard the salads. Anyway, before we filmed the vampire bats movie, I did some research about vampire bats, which really exist. There are vampire bats in South America. They do not attack humans, they attack cattle. I know, that's what I said when I found out. I made a kind of... But before they attack the cattle, of course, they seduce the cow by flying around it. And the cow is always wearing a big nightie. Here, what are you doing, you naughty bat? Here, would you like my udder? You know what, I'm going to stop right now.
Worldwide Pants.